Hello everyone, this is Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly Angel Oracle card reading for the week beginning January 2nd, 2017. We're here. We did it. For this week, yet again, I'm going to be using the Archangel's Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue and pulling a crystal card from the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading Cards by Rochelle Charman. Okay, there that is. If you would like a personal reading with me, perhaps to maybe process some of the stuff that's been happening for you over the past couple of weeks, or even just to get a personal 2017 overview, you can just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. If you would like to support me on Patreon, I will leave all that below. And of course, please don't forget about the 2017 overviews. We have the general overviews. We also have prosperity readings there for January and courses. So that is all over at gumroad.com/angelsouls. So let's get into it. We're sharing quite a bit of information with you last week. So let's see what this first reading of the year has in store for us. A lot of you are going to be feeling strong, but you ever get to that place where everything is just hitting you so hard that you're beyond stressing? You are beyond worry. You're beyond numbness. You are completely in your purpose. You know that feeling where you're just like, what? What next? What? Give it to me. I'm going to take care of it. You know, that place, it's like a breaking point, but it's not a breakdown point. It's sort of like a breakthrough point. I feel like a lot of strength and like everything that you've learned. 2016 was a hard one for this, but everything that you've learned, you're finally it feels like you're almost kind of putting it into practice. So that's the best way I can put it. Let's see what the cards are coming up with here. Oh, that one. Didn't we get this last week? I don't remember. Excuse me. Oh, I'm like knocking my background around. Oh dear. Anyway, we're doing the best we can here. So, victory, Archangel Sandalphon. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Again, we just had this. So, this is another card that's kind of like, everyone be calm, everyone be cool. But I think the difference is this week is that you see the victory. You know it. You see the path ahead. You understand. And you are ready to be in your faith because you realize by now that faith is the only thing that's gotten you through. And so it will be the only thing that will be there for you always. So, anything else on that? You can feel the victory. You can feel it happening. You can feel it unfolding. I'm going to share this with you. Right out my window here, I have a little tiny view now of the mountains. And I didn't even notice the mountains at first. I noticed the giant chemtrail that's going right over the mountain. So as we're talking about victory, it's not like you beat out somebody else. It's not like you see something like chemtrails and you fight the chemtrails and you win and whatever. It's like you got the secret. The secret switches on. The true wisdom switches on. And again, this is only if you allow it. Now, if you're going to sit there and poo-poo all over it and be like, that's not true, that's not good. Well, it's not going to happen for you. I say that all the time, right? But whatever it is, you're coming to some place of truth about you, about circumstances around you, about the world, and you're getting clarity on how to move forward. Or we all are, I guess I should say. Okay. There's the next one. Spread your wings. We ain't messing around here, are we? Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. Remember what I said right at the beginning? Like there's just this sort of like resolve, like, and standing strong and going, no. That stuff used to bother me. It's not going to. But again, now we're seeing something breaking open. Now, is this utopia or something? Let's talk about that. All of you out there who are like, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh, why did you incarnate as human if you weren't going to do the work? No, you got to get on board. Everyone's got to row this boat. Okay, so get on board. Okay, so spread your wings does not mean, yay, I made it. I get the job I want and the love I want, and I'm so rich and I'm so beautiful. None of that's going to matter. And maybe even as soon as 2017, that's not going to matter. People are going to look out models, because I think eventually people are going to be putting less and less emphasis on exterior appearances, about the amount of money that they have or the title that they have. That stuff is starting to go away now. And people are going to be like, no, what energy are you holding for this world? In the fabric of the universe, you, the little speck, what energy are you holding? You know, cancer in the body starts with cells mutating. So don't be the cancer. Don't be the problem. Okay? Be healthy. Carry your weight. Okay? Carry your weight for all of us, for the good of all. Yes? This one? Yes. Okay. So we have You Know What to Do, Archangel Uriel. Now, Uriel helps you understand what God's purpose is for you, to be in that higher wisdom, to be coming from that higher standpoint. So it says, you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Woo. Yeah, this ain't about your job this week. It is not about your love life. It is not about, did I lose 10 pounds or did I gain 10 pounds? Nobody cares, okay? And neither should you. Well, I mean, you know, don't be a terrible worker or love partner, but there are more important things going on. Bigger things going on. Go ahead. Focusing on your inner knowledge to affect change. Focusing on your inner knowledge to change your own energy. Again, taking it very seriously that, yeah, you might be a speck within this universe, but you see that you could be having the best day ever, and then someone can just have, excuse me, a political meltdown in a store, and they're yelling about who they voted for, right? And then what happens? It affects everybody around you. Remember that. Remember that. And does that mean you have to shut up that person and be like, I'm gonna... No, it's up to that person to carry their own weight. What your job is to hold your own light, to hold your loving, peaceful space. And that might involve, might be a little counterintuitive, but that might involve you actually having empathy for that person and saying, I hear you and I understand you. I may not agree with you, but I hear you and I understand you. Often that's the fastest way to get somebody to shut off the negative leaking, right? You know, when there's a gas leak, do you light a cigarette and throw it in? No, you try to stop it and get it kind of sealed up. So a lot of times when people are having meltdowns, let's call them meltdowns, we're so quick to get our stupid phones out. Let's record this person. Let's record. I'm going to put this on YouTube. Racist woman stands in store. I just watched this one. Racist woman stops has a meltdown in a store. And I don't know. It was like, again, trying to fan the flames of like a societal wrong. Yes. Via this moment. But really with that woman, I saw what she needed. Not to be flippant about it, she kind of needed a hug. You could tell, like, if somebody's freaking out in such a big way, in such a public way, you know, they got something else going on, okay? They're not feeling heard, they're not feeling understood, and that is one common thing we all have. We all want to be heard, we all want to be understood, even if you don't agree with me, or that person, or, you know, this woman who had a meltdown in a store, even if you don't agree with her. At the end of the day, we're all human. Okay? So that's what we're being asked to do. Change the approach. Instead of coming at it from the societal standpoint, which is important, don't get me wrong, but instead of constantly doing that and only doing that, start coming back in and going, okay, let me look at this person as a soul. Let me look at this person as a human. What has to happen to somebody for them to be in such a low vibrational state? What has to happen to them for them to be hurting so much? The you know what to do card says, yeah, you tap into your higher wisdom, but it's not all this froofy, new agey stuff. Sorry if you're new agey. I didn't mean to offend, but it's not just about that. You know what to do because you've been there. You know what to do because you're human. You know, when you're feeling like you're having a meltdown, do you want people to record you and call you nasty, nasty, awful things when they don't even know you and they don't even know what you're going through? Do you want that? Of course not. Do you want someone to record you and then post it on social media when you're in a weak moment? No, right? So you know what to do. Diffuse, 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 diffuse. Now, are we talking across the board? No, sometimes there are psychopaths out there who are just filled with that bad energy and whoa. But again, even in that scenario, you know what to do. You know to protect yourself. So trusting your instincts a little bit more. Don't worry about being so PC. I know the PC stuff has helped us to change, and I'm not, trying to diminish that effort whatsoever. But we'll understand each other better as humans when we are human with one another, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, where we're not constantly just trying to say what we're supposed to say. Okay? Well, I signed on for this political movement, and then this is what the pamphlet said. Hello, mind control. Who are you? What do you think? Not what does your party think. Not whatever your group thinks that you associate with. What do you think? We've seen some really beautiful, miraculous moments where one group is fighting another, and then someone in the opposition gets hurt. Or, there was a story on Oprah about this a long time ago where a man was down on the ground and this woman from sort of the opposing side came over, and I think it was actually a KKK rally, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was. And it was a white supremacist. And this black woman came over, and she was part of the protesting side. And she came over, and the guy was getting beat up, and she laid her body over his. So she put herself in danger to help protect this man, right? And then she goes on Oprah, right? When you do good things, you get to go on Oprah. And Oprah was asking her, what made you do that? And her response, and I encourage you to go look this up because it was kind of a cool story. The guy never thanked her, but his son did. But anyway, the woman's response, and this is the important part of this story, is that she said, in that moment, I didn't see somebody who was against me, who hated me. I'm misquoting her, but it was something to the effect of, I saw him as human, a human that was about to be hurt. She laid her body over his so that he would not get hurt. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Okay? That's what the message is here to start this year off right. Start seeing each other as human. Don't get all wound up in your little arguments. Okay? And again, there are big arguments out there. I don't mean to diminish them. But we're being called to deeper action. And that deeper action cannot come if you keep getting hung up on your agenda. If you keep getting hung up on this is what it's supposed to be, this is what it's supposed to look like, I'm right, admit that I'm right, go back and undo everything. Any wrong that I've ever felt, undo it. All right. So I know that's kind of a weird message, maybe. Some of you are going to have some very strong opinions about that. There might be some really big comments down below. Oh, are you saying this group shouldn't talk about their struggles anymore? Are you saying that, we're going to be okay if we just do X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah? No, right? Remember what we said. So there's the societal change that's the approach we've always taken. And I'm not saying that should go, that's gotten us to this point, thank God. But now we're being asked to go deeper, okay? So connecting with other humans in a way that we can. Let's get another card. All right. I'll also get the comments of, you talk too much. Welcome to a channeled message. Yeah. All right. One more card, please. One more shuffle. Okay. Here we go. Ready? Brilliant idea. It's Archangel Uriel. Again, he is not messing around. He wants to work with us, apparently. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So what I'm feeling like this is in the context of this message is that, you might have always been watching what was happening to other people and going, I don't agree with that, but it's not the popular thing to say, stop hurting him, because then people might hurt me. because what that person did was bad. And again, I'm not saying we should just agree with all the bad guys who are being awful and hateful, but learn to discern. Let that be the seed of the idea. Let your true opinions come on out, okay? You can fight for the underdog. You can fight for the person who might have gotten to a place of hatred because they hate themselves. I mean, that's a given. That's a given. That's like textbook psychology right there, right? But this brilliant idea, I think, is clarity. It's, on an individual level, it's how you want to carry forward, and how you're going to affect deeper change for things that you care about. Okay? We'll leave it at that for this part of the reading here, but because I don't want to put too much on that, because I think the brilliant idea could, again, manifest in a lot of different ways for different people. But, on the whole, it's understanding. Okay? All right, let's get our crystal card. I always think these readings are going to be, they're going to be short and sweet. Let's tune into the little energy of the week. Let's see what's going on. Sometimes, every time I think that, that's when the message ends up being really long. All right, so here we go. We have pre-night. Trust. Trust what you're hearing. Trust yourselves. Trust your instincts. And if you are feeling hateful, that would be a little odd. I mean, I do have trolls that come here, but for the most part, it's loving people just trying to find their way. But trust the inner guidance that's coming to you. And that might mean, that's my enemy, but he's hurt. This is not a new concept, okay? It's a reminder. It's getting back to being human. That person's my enemy, but they're hurt. And I can't watch this. I have to stop whatever violence is going on. And that's what this is, okay? It's helping other humans out so we're not hurting one another anymore. No matter how we feel we've been wronged. Stooping to someone's hateful level only puts you in their energy. So trust when your instinct says, go to that person, okay? Trust your instinct when it says, don't go to that person. Run away. Get out of this relationship. Get out of this job because my boss is a sociopath and they're just trying to tear me down so that they feel better about themselves. Trust that God, Source Creator, has never and will never abandon you, even though it feels that way sometimes. How many of us, when there are huge, scary things going on in the world, how many of us go, God, why? Step in, save your children. Why is this happening? Trust. We may not get it, but there's something going on, and we don't have all the information. So even though we're in it, we offered to be in it, we have to trust that we're doing the right thing. You have to trust your inner guidance and trust, I'll say it again, that God, Source Creator, has not abandoned you. God, Source Creator, has not abandoned any of us. And no matter what the opposition is, no matter how we fight, no matter how much we torture one another, you have to maintain this. You have to maintain this trust that something's about to give, something's about to break. All is not lost. Okay? So, there it is. There's the first weekly of the year. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings, and take care. Bye-bye.